Hey everyone, this is Keith from Nogi Bear and Professional Grappling League and the Amateur Grappling League. I'm here with Omar, Big O, Cruickshank, and this is probably the 5th time that we start this interview because every time we do something, a little kid will come up and start talking to us. The last one came up, he was asking for swords. I had no idea what he was saying because Omar said he sounded like Louis Armstrong.
Like Fred Sanford.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why we would have any swords at a table with a microphone and some video cameras, but I guess, you know, when you're at some kind of kung fu or kung fu expo that we're at, anything is possible. If you hear that clapping, that's the 5 fighters that are here. I mean, the 50. I don't know. Yeah, that's the fighters here for the Renzo Gracie International Classic Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament. That's right. Try saying that 3 times fast.
I can't say it.
I mean, I don't know where international comes from, considering that we're in Atlantic City, and there's not much international going on other than the fact that Renzo Gracie's not here. He's in Abu Dhabi. Yeah, so.
Still the man, though.
He still is. I mean, my first memory of Renzo was I watched him in something, I think it was World Combat League or something like that, and he beat somebody up and then he stepped on them.
Yeah, a little short wrestler.
Yeah, that was my. And when I see Master Renzo, he laughs and he tells me that the guy had said something about women, or he was a sexual predator or something like that, and that was the only reason he did it. I'm not really sure if that's true or not, but it sounds good to me.
My first time I met Renzo, or one of the first times I met Renzo, I was at Abu Dhabi Trials. It was in New Jersey.
You were at the Abu Dhabi Trials watching?
I was just watching, yeah. And I had met Lloyd Irvin.
Actually, there goes the Black Dragon. Ron Van Cleef just walked by.
Why are you standing as rear end? Pay attention. Why are you standing as rear end? Pay attention. I met Renzo, and I was talking to Lloyd Irvin. I just met him not too long ago. I sat down on a bench, and Renzo came over, gave him a hug, and then sat down on the other side of me. So it was Lloyd Irvin, me, and Healy, and Gracie sat behind me.
So it was like 4 famous people.
Yeah. And they both kept touching me, talking about how big I was, and they were talking about Renzo's IFL match and how he beat Pat Milicic.
Oh yeah.
That was decent, man.
A little while ago we were sat down and we got to talk to another PGL fighter, Mike Padilla, and he said something about you being the Bob Sapp of the PGL.
That's nice.
How does that? What's that mean to you?
I guess because we're both black. So thanks, Mike. I appreciate that.
I mean, do you think that if you guys were in a male beauty pageant, do you think that
I would win?
You'd win.
I gotta win. Yeah.
Okay.
Jamaican sensation. That's me.
Oh.
I gotta win. Yeah.
Okay. So now we were talking a little while ago, and Omar is telling me that he doesn't compete in the wintertime anymore. He's a seasonal fighter. He sticks to warm climates.
I will be. Yeah. From now on.
You should probably move to maybe like Hawaii or something like
Try
that.
to get rid of me. That's cool. All right. I'm staying here.
And maybe do a match with Cabbage.
I'd win.
Think so?
Yeah. I don't think
Now, I remember there was a match where Cabbage fought Tank Abbott. I think they had a rematch, and Tank beat him. Tank beat him with his hands down because he was so gassed out, and Cabbage was laying on the ground screaming,
Oh, yeah.
like in agony. It looked really painful.
Did you see the match where Tank and Fitzgerald fought in the backyard? They fought somebody.
Yeah, it was a rematch. It was at a barbecue, and they were rolling around in leaves.
Yeah.
Like leaves. It was Scott Ferozzo, the pit bull, right?
Yeah.
And I did see that. And Ferozzo literally just bellied down while Tank just punched him in the back of the head for like 15 minutes straight. And he got up and his face was covered in leaves. It was a fun memory.
All you know is that
Grass or
hamburgers after they were done.
Yeah, apparently they still don't like each other.
Yeah. I wouldn't like it either.
No.
They should have tried to fight Vitor Belfort again. They both should try to fight him again.
Yeah, I don't think that would be good for either one of them.
Yeah.
I mean,
they got beat by him. Both got beat by him back in the day.
Yeah, but Ferozzo got beat faster. I think he got knocked out in like 10 seconds, and it took Abbott like 17 or something like that.
All I remember about that fight was the announcer was such a dickhead. Yeah, like he didn't want to give Vitor Belfort any credit. The whole fight. That's all I remember.
Yeah, Vitor was a beast. But We're looking at getting you in a matchup on the next PGL, which will be in May, on the same card that we're fortunately have Dan Severn looking like he's going to be 100% in. So I'm figuring if we get a match between you and Norm Shack Daddy, I think you guys could be, whoever wins that can be next up for the old Severn lineup. So I think he's going to have his work cut out for him down the road in the PGL.
I like that. I love that actually. Yeah.
There's at this expo that we're here today. There's other cool celebrities, UFC legends and things like that. We ran into Mark Coleman.
I can't wait to see him.
He's a booth behind us.
Is it really?
Oh, Coleman, yeah, he's a couple down that way. And the Black Dragon, Ron Van Cleef, I don't know, was that UFC 2 or 3 he was in?
It was UFC 4.
4? Yeah. And he fought Royce Gracie the first round up.
That was the only fight where Royce Gracie actually punched somebody in the face.
I think he slapped him. I think he was slapping him in the back. I thought that was the other Kung Fu guy.
Nah, he lit him up.
That Kung Fu guy, the Kung Fu master.
Jason DeLuca.
You slapped. I seen him fight, and they fought they went down to Gracie or something like that. The Gracie challenge and fought in their school. And I remember Gracie, Royce didn't have any respect for him. He was punching him. But
that was when he was being coached by Helson.
So what else you got going on? What do you have in your agenda? You think we can get you for May 17th?
Yeah, as long as it's not on the 24th.
What's the 24th?
My anniversary.
Oh, well, why can't you win a PGL victory for your anniversary?
Well, I am going to have. I mean, no offense to Norm, but I am going to have
a party. Yeah, we should have after parties. Did you your last match that you did fight in the PGL was it April of last year? I can't remember.
It was February.
February, so almost a year ago. Walk us through that last match.
It was Nick's time.
It was with Nick Caggia, who is up in line. He's the one that we have negotiations for the matchup with Severn for the first round. But what do you got on? What do you got? Would you ever want a rematch with Nick or?
Yeah, I mean, I'll do it against him again. That'd be our 4th match. It was just his time to win. We won against each other 2 nowadays before. He never scored a point on me. One time he scored any points on me was that last 15 minutes, and it's happened to me with a sub also. It was his time to win. Now I have a grudge against him. But we'll see each other again. If it's not a PGL, it'll be another tournament.
Oh, Omar, how tall are you?
I'm 6'2".
6'2". What are you weighing right now?
Today I'm 350.
350. So Omar, 315. 315. So Omar's a big guy.
Yeah, and faster than you are.
He's faster than me. I tried to shoot on him, and it was embarrassed myself. But the thing about Omar is he's big, strong, and he's very technical. He's been working a lot of rubber guard, a lot of spider guard, and like some Barambola stuff.
Well, speaking of rubber guard, shout out to the finishers, 10th Planet Bethlehem. Some good guys, my brothers.
Yeah, speaking of which, is it Metamoris or something? What is that coming up? You know?
This March? Is it March?
Who do you got on that? Eddie Bravo.
I got Hoyer.
Yeah, Hoyler or Eddie Bravo.
I think
because I know a lot of guys.
He lost to him. I think that's always probably been worth thinking about is beating him.
We're in New Jersey, and a lot of 10th Planet is just starting to really pop up around this area. I mean, it's huge on the West Coast, obviously, but so we have the honor of having some 10th Planet guys in our PGL, and I know they're out there. Some of them are out there in LA or something right now.
My brothers, they're finishers. They're part of the finishers team. They're my brothers.
Yeah.
They're good guys.
There's here comes another local celebrity. We got a Professor Drew Puzon. Actually, I think I had a shirt on the back. It's the my background. You broke my back when I went in that shot. But we're gonna get him next because he's a good-looking guy. Do you have any closing remarks? Anything you'd like to say?
Yeah. I would say shout out to Daniel Gracie. Has a Gracie Philly. Zulu's got a fight coming up. He's going to become a champ. Sydney Outlaw, Georgetown, they got a fight for Renzo, Gracie, PA. Twisted Biscuits, hopefully we get some more competitors out here next time. Reality Martial Arts, Brian Miller, one of the black belts, best black belt I've ever been around. And Chuck Glass, Pete Shoemaker. He's a killer. You gotta get him back in here.
Yeah, we were just talking.
He's a killer.
I think he's got a wedding or something like that on this upcoming.
I just found out his wife was pregnant, and he didn't tell me. So I'm gonna give him a wedgie when I see him. All those guys, anybody finishers. Shout out to all them guys.
Everything you like to say to SEMA?
I see him. This is gonna be on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
I see.
I guess that ends it. I think that's going to be it. But thanks for checking us out. Omar will definitely be signing autographs at PGL 6, February 2nd. Hey, he's going to be signing autographs. He'll actually be the star. We're going to have a kissing booth, and you can meet him there.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again,
Kissing booth. And apparently, the man behind the curtain is telling us the show has to be over. So check us out, professionalgrappling.com, and look for Omar again at PGL May 17th, 2014.